You've been training for years, doing everything you're supposed to do. Your physique isn't changing and you can't figure out why. I spend over 2,200 hours in the gym training myself and my clients, and building muscle always comes down to 5 simple things. Everything else is just noise. And whether you've been training for 6 months or 10 years, these 5 things never change. You just get better at them. And the first one is the most effective lever you can pull for muscle growth. Because without it, your muscles don't even have a reason to grow. This is what I see all the time. When muscle growth is slow, everyone tries to fix it in the same way. They lift more weight, eat more protein, switch their programs, or add supplements. They're fixing everything except the one thing that matters most. Just over 6 months ago, a director in her 40s booked a call with me because she felt like a grandma. Every morning she woke up with aches and she couldn't do the hike she loved without getting sore for days. She's a busy woman, so we just started with 2 workouts a week. Now fast forward to a few weeks ago when she trained with short sleeves for the first time since we started, and she couldn't believe what she saw in the mirror. In her own words, she's now leaner and more muscular than ever. And she asked me, how is it possible that I'm more muscular training twice a week than when I was doing 4 or even 5 workouts? And this was my answer. Because the quality of your workouts is the highest among everyone I coach. Her technique is rock solid. She pushes hard every set, and I mean hard. And now with just 2 workouts a week, she's progressing faster than most guys training 4 or 5 times. So if muscle growth is slow, before anything else, the first thing I fix with every single client is the quality of their training, making sure that they nail their technique and are pushing close to failure every single set. Because your training is the signal you send your muscles to grow. And if that signal is weak, that means slow growth or no growth at all. So let me show you how you actually turn that signal into muscle growth. And I bet most of you already know this matters. You just don't prioritize it. Last week, I had a call with a guy named Chris. He was doing all the right things. He was training consistently, improving his nutrition, but he was chronically sleep deprived, and he knew it. His wife goes to bed early, and those few hours in the evening is the only time he had to himself. So he'd sit down, get comfortable, and before he knew it, it was midnight. Every single evening this happened. And he knew it was hurting him, but it just couldn't stop it. See, the thing about sleep is that it's the period where muscle growth actually happens. So if you cut it short, it hurts your progress. And when you sleep well, you don't just have more energy at work or for your kids, you'll also have more energy in the gym. Sleep is literally your legal performance enhancing drug. It makes your training more effective and it speeds up the recovery process to turn that signal into growth. So the second thing is to build a ritual around your sleep the same way you do around your training. Try to go to bed the same time every night because the gains you're chasing happen while you're asleep. But here's what I hear all the time. I'm training hard, I'm doing everything right, but I'm still not seeing results. And if that sounds familiar, you're probably missing the one thing I'm about to show you next. Now, I don't have to tell you how important protein is, but I see guys get this wrong way more often than they should. And they're not even aware of it. Take my client Michael. When he started working with me, he had been training consistently for years, but he was constantly sore and he never felt truly ready for his next workout. So when we looked at his nutrition, he was eating roughly half the protein he needed. So we brought it up, and even just adding 20 or 30 grams a day made a huge difference. His soreness went from 3 days to just 1, and because he was showing up each session more recovered, he started getting stronger. His body finally had what it needed to actually grow. So that's number 3. You're probably getting less protein than you think. Now the optimal amount of protein is 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, or 0.7 grams per pound. And I know that sounds like a math class, so to make it simple for you, I've included a free calorie calculator in the description below. It gives you your personal calorie and protein targets in an instant. So your training creates that signal, and your sleep and protein intake turn that signal into actual muscle. But how do you actually know if any of it is working? And it's so easy to fix, yet so many guys don't do this. They're going by feelings, and when they feel they're not progressing, they panic. I had a period of months where my tricep pushdown was going back and forth between 36 and 28 kgs. And every time I finally thought I'd broken the cycle once and for all, the next week I was back to the lower weight. And I genuinely thought something was wrong. Maybe I was overtraining, maybe the exercise wasn't working, maybe I needed to switch things up. But when I looked at my progress pictures months apart, my triceps were actually growing this whole time. And when I looked at my workout data over a longer period, yeah, it bounced up and down, but over months, it did go up. So don't judge your progress week to week. Track your workouts and zoom out over months. Because when you nail your training, your sleep, and your protein, getting stronger isn't something you chase. It is actually the result of doing everything right. That's how progressive overload works, and you'll only see it if you're tracking. But here's the one single thing that can break any of this. And I know this because it happened to me. I recently started an experiment with low volume training. It's an approach I don't really believe in because the research is pretty clear that more sets lead to more growth, so long you're staying in your recovery capacity. But it's everywhere on social media right now, and I care more about getting the right answer than protecting my own beliefs. So I decided to give it a try. Now each workout has just 4 sets to failure. I'm literally in and out the gym in 20 minutes. And ironically, I'm spending the least amount of time in the gym as I've ever had, and yet the workouts feel completely useless. I leave the gym feeling like I might as well just have stayed at home. 3 weeks in, and my motivation is the lowest it's been in years. And that's the one thing that kills your progress faster than anything else. You can have the perfect program, nutrition, and sleep routine, but if you don't enjoy the process, you will eventually quit. So the 5th thing, and maybe the most important one, is this: find a program you enjoy. Because a quote-unquote suboptimal program you enjoy and you can stick to for 10 years will always be the perfect program you hate and you abandon after 3 months. Always. And if you want a ready-to-use workout program, you can find my free routines in the link in the description. Now these 5 things I just mentioned aren't random. They're a system. Your training creates a signal, your sleep and protein turn that signal into muscle, tracking shows you it's working, and enjoyment is what keeps you doing it for years. That's my IRON method, and it's the exact system I teach in my program. Now most coaches hand you a plan and check in once a week. I'm not one of those coaches. I teach you the system itself. So if you want to learn exactly why you're not growing and how to fix it in a way you can apply it for the rest of your life, the link to apply is in the description. And if you want to see exactly how the IRON method helped guys build muscle faster than they ever did training on their own, I made a deep dive video you can check out here. Or if you want to grow arms so big you need to buy new t-shirts, then watch this video next.